I'll shuffle this way.
Alright, so we're going to start. My name is Adam Cady. I'm the director, writer, and I'm the actor of Ant in my short film Control Freak. I say short film. What we're watching today, I'm here. Wait, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Oh, are you actually going?
Yeah, it's been recording.
Thank you.
Don't worry. It's recording, just go now.
My name is Chris Lewis. I'm the actor of James in this. Yeah, I don't know. If you do it properly, I don't know if it would be that long. It really depends.
If you play through it, the average watch time is about, I think, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I should point out, as of recording this, Control Freak isn't online. It's just all together in one big block, so you've got all the options. So I'm afraid, Chris, what I'm going to be making you watching is an hour and 9 minutes of all the footage. That's why I say.
So you gotta watch everything.
Yes, that's why I say it's
Right.
It's not really a short film.
When you watch it, you won't have to go through an hour of it.
No,
You only
unless
have about 10 minutes, unless you go back and try and do everything.
If you go back and try and do everything, it'll be about 3 hours, because you'll have to repeat stuff.
Oh yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So don't do that.
Anyway,
Actually, there's a secret ending, as well.
There is a secret ending. I have not chosen how to hide it yet.
Oh.
So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an earphone, and we're going to start watching it from the very start.
Alright.
And this is where I'll play the video. Okay. So this you've seen, haven't you?
Opening scene, yeah.
On the hill that overlooks North Greenwich. Anyway, the reason why I did this is because, you know, in video games, right? You know the Call of Duty campaigns. This is where I get this.
Yeah.
The most important rule is show, don't tell.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, in the next scene when we meet the football pitch,
Yeah.
I thought I could just put a line in there that says, "I'm sorry you lost your job." Yeah, I lost my job. But I thought I'd actually show it so you can see here.
You got the letter that I got.
Yep, notice of termination. Nice acting, by the way. They're destroying you.
Destroying my house.
Yeah.
Parents aren't really happy about that one.
No.
I cut my toe as well.
Yes, I remember you saying that. When you kicked the chair.
Yeah, I kicked a bag and I had like a whole book in it, and I cut my toe.
Anyway, this is a nice shot. I think I like this shot.
The lights going along the roof.
I left this shot running for a little bit, getting the people walking past. That was inspired by the shot with the cyclists in Blade Runner, the original. You wouldn't have seen that, so you won't know. But,
oh yeah, I've only seen the new Blade Runner.
Yes, but in the old one, there's it's a bit of world building, I think.
Yeah.
So you got no money.
Not having money here.
If I had £1 for the amount of times that's happened to me, I would have enough money to actually pay for trains.
For about 2 days.
Assuming they're actually running.
Yeah, that
which they probably won't be.
Delayed or cancelled or whatever.
Or there'd be a fire.
Yep, it's just...
This is our own little inside joke. Look at your face here. This is our own little inside joke. So you can tell this film was inspired by Bandersnatch.
Yeah, I guess you could say it. It's not really a complete copy.
The story is different.
Yeah,
and the way I'm doing the interactivity is different. But that is what I'm not going to lie. That is what gave me the idea.
Yeah.
Lovely finish there.
Nice stoppings from about 10 yards.
Anyway, you've seen Bandersnatch, haven't you?
I have seen Bandersnatch.
How similar would you say this is? Because you know, I'm not going to deny this. Bandersnatch gave me the idea to do an interactive story like this.
Yeah, I guess you based it off Bandersnatch, but you didn't like completely copy it in a way. Because obviously you got the choices. You got the two choices.
I mean, interactive things have been around for a while. Do you remember those Doctor Who books when we were kids? It was like turn to page 512.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And
that.
Video games as well.
It's just been introduced into film and video now.
I thought that was genius when I first saw it.
Yeah, it's actually a very good idea done by Netflix.
Anyway, I wanted to. So if you can't tell, our characters in the film are basically they're from London. Both of us. We are both from London.
Yeah.
I'm from just outside of Croydon in Wallington.
I'm near Sutton-ish.
Near Sutton in Worcester Park. We're not as poor as the characters we're portraying in the film, but you know, we can definitely relate to seeing some much richer people.
We're aware of the current situation that they're in.
Yes.
That's how we can portray it.
Yes, we've been there.
We know what it's like to have no money.
Yeah, but we've both got jobs now, so
Yeah, it's getting better.
things are looking better.
It's getting better.
But that's why I wanted to set this in like a classic London, sort of what average kids do. And this location actually, the football pitch that we have been to for the past couple of years, actually, just
We
to play.
we just found it completely
Yeah.
accidentally. How did we find it? I can't even remember.
Oh God, I don't know.
And then we just happened to stumble across it, and it's just a pretty cool location. You got London
Yes, that was
in the
how we found
background,
it.
yeah, and you got
Yeah.
like you can see a couple buildings in London. So it's
And
very near the
all
city.
the ruins about it. So you can see in this shot, you've got the ruins in the background,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
sort
the
of like-
crisp modern overground station to the left.
On the right, you can't see it in this, but there's like abandoned tunnels, really.
Yeah, I think it
Not
really
tunnels,
fits
but yeah.
with like the theme of rich and poor and no in between.
They're just all they're all around each other as
Yeah,
well.
but nothing in between. It's either new or falling apart. Now this bit was inspired. You haven't seen Mr. Robot,
No.
but it's taken a little bit from that. So I've cut in some
Yeah,
stock
I remember
footage
you
here.
mentioning it was like it is from Mr. Robot. I hadn't actually seen it, but you were saying you sent me a clip.
It's about
said
the
things like
inequality of society and things like that.
this. Yeah, you're seeing there sort of with that shot. You got the buildings in the background, as you
Yeah,
can see.
yeah. Also, these stock footage things I stole, so it's also the most self-aware, ironic thing. Is because it's going
Yeah.
on about the inequality of society and how they're going to plan a robbery. So
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say that I stole them, but they were on YouTube as
No one noticed.
they were as free stock footage.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine then. Right, playing the robbery.
Sorry, I've got a cold.
It's alright.
Anyway, so in this part of the film, your character,
Yeah.
he's the one that's sort of
Like I want to do this a lot. I
Yes.
want to get back at the richer people in society because they've just screwed me over, really.
yeah, and they've screwed both of our characters over for a long time, and we've had
Yeah.
enough. But he was sort of convincing me to do it, and I'm just sort of going along because he's convinced me.
Yeah.
So now this, you remember? Okay, I'm gonna say now. There are two versions of this scene. I'm gonna let this one play,
Yeah.
but in this I say Adam. No, you say Adam, which is this is an old film we did basically, and we wanted to start this story. So I don't know if you remember, but when we were first doing this story, this was the first scene,
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
and then we wanted to.
Well, this was originally just a robbery scene that we made, and we wanted to. I think originally, one of us runs away when the robber comes in. That was just the original story.
When the homeowner comes in.
Yeah, homeowner comes in, ends up. Does he get stabbed or not in the original? I can't remember.
We left it in the original. I will point out the last shot when it comes, but in the original we left it ambiguous, and
Yeah.
it was about how no, he did die, and I disappeared because I was the one that killed him, and the film was gonna be about.
Yeah, and I was looking for you.
Yeah,
But it
we
turns
had a
out there
whole
was
script
another
about
guy,
that.
there's a third guy who came in and apparently killed him. I think it was something like that.
Yeah, we never really got around to writing that, so we didn't want the scene to go to waste, really.
Well, basically, what we done is we filmed this scene, the first scene. We also filmed the last scene of the film, but didn't do anything in the middle.
Yeah,
And then we just left it for years, completely forgot about
Yeah.
it. And then
it's
brought
good that
back the
we're
old footage for this.
it's good that we're giving it a purpose now.
Yeah, it's had a use. Made it easier. We didn't have to film as much either.
Yeah, we did add in some shots.
We added in quite a few, to be
We
honest.
added in a lot. So the original film, the music builds here. It's the same music from the original,
Yeah.
and here we go.
Your dad, special mention, sees you.
And that was the last shot of the original. But now this is where we have the first decision of the film:
Fight or flight.
fight or flight. Now, in the mode that we're looking at, the interactivity is what I'm doing in the exam, so it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid we just have to watch whatever is
Yeah,
next.
just comment on whatever's happening. Like, we're going to go over everything.
I will admit, I have seen this before. I've seen this maybe
Yeah.
once. This is if you choose fight.
Yeah.
The shot of me stabbing him, we added in a reshoot. So basically, with a normal film, when you reshoot, you work on the whole film and then refine that whole film. But what we had to do for this is because it's all split up into parts, we refined each part. So I've got like robbery scene version 1, 2, 3, bowling alley 1, 2, 3.
We had to film some stuff today actually, just to fit in different parts. But yeah, so when you actually see it, it will be edited in, and it will be perfectly refined and finished.
Well, I don't know about perfect.
Well,
I know exactly what you mean.
Nearly perfect.
I was being picky. I hope it's perfect.
I think it'll do, to be honest. That's a camera. Shows that we've been seen. You're just terrified by what's happened.
I am. So this is the first major decision that affects the narrative of the story.
Yeah.
This is if you choose to fight again. This one actually has the shot of me stabbing him, but then it doesn't have the sound effect of me punching him.
Oh, for God's sake.
So I need to... yeah.
You've got an exam to go over everything.
I have 15 entire hours.
Yeah. You can watch all of this 15 times.
Jesus.
So wait, what option was this? Fight again? Was this just the...
I didn't
know what to do. Was this if I don't run away? Oh no, that's a different bit, never mind.
This is... Yes. Do you remember? So that shot there, we put in because in the version before, you just teleported from the doorway to right next to me.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't realise that, so we did a reshoot.
Yep.
And we have you walking. So basically, there's 3 versions I need to combine to make us the proper one.
It can't be that bad. It should be fine. You have plenty of time.
Yeah, but this is by no means the finished piece.
Oh yeah, it's still got quite a bit of work to do.
Yeah. Can you like? I don't know, like concentrate on watching it whilst talking. But I suppose you have seen. How much of this have you seen?
I reckon most of it. I think I've seen everything, but maybe like once.
Okay, yeah.
But I haven't seen it multiple times. Actually, I don't know whether I've seen everything. I've seen parts of every scene. I don't think I've seen every single ending or every single thing that can happen. But I've seen, I reckon, most of the film. So I know what's happened. I know how each bit was filmed. I know what happened for each.
It is interesting to see how the 2 scenes connect, because obviously the way we filmed this and edited it, it's all in scenes and blocks, and we refined each one by that. This is the first time, not for me, but I only made this recently. This is the first time I've seen how the scenes lead from one to the other. Yeah. And I think, I don't know. This is also the reworked version where you actually say "ant." Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This also might be your perspective now. So at the start of the film, I should say this: you have a choice to choose myself or Chris's character, James Westwood, and you see what happens to the 2 characters from each perspective.
Well, yeah, because obviously, in the first one, you're Ant, and you end up being there when the homeowner comes home, and you basically stab him.
Yes, but in this version, this is if the person you're playing as chooses you.
Yeah, chooses James. And it's just
so you don't see Ant downstairs, you only see when he comes up.
Yeah, I'm up here taking jewellery, taking everything.
This is my house, by the way. My mum was not happy about this.
No, I'm not surprised.
No.
I was just shoving her jewellery in our pockets as if we're stealing it.
You did put it back, right?
Of course I did.
Okay, that doesn't fill me with confidence.
Why did I take it? What use do I have of this?
Sell it on the fence. Anyway.
I did need money back then.
Here, there is actually me shouting James, James from downstairs, but you
just
can't hear it. When I edit it in the exam, I'm going to add that in. So now when he's come down, he's seen I've been the homeowner's back. He has a choice.
To try and save you or run away.
So I know what comes next. What would you pick if this is your first time watching the film? Because I don't think you do know, you've seen each individual scene.
Yeah, obviously.
But you don't know how one relates to the next.
Yeah, I've only seen it in like blocks really. I haven't seen the whole thing put together and everything like that.
So which one do you think you would have picked?
I probably would have chosen to try and save him.
This one is obviously run away.
Yeah, obviously I've gone and then you're captured by the homeowner. You know what's next, don't you?
Nope.
Oh, do you not?
Nope.
It's probably the other option. It's probably if I choose to fight.
No, this is if I choose to run. So now this is back to my perspective. I'm sorry it's a little bit jumpy and out of order.
Yeah.
I like that shot. That really hurt.
You're on a
when my dad was
blanket.
dragging me. Yeah, how we did that shot is they put me on a blanket and then you and my dad just dragged me along, and then I got my feet and
Yeah,
like,
just
flailed
had the
them around.
camera.
I did also realise a bit conscientious is don't have any shoes on when I'm being dragged. I wasn't going to mention
Oh
that.
yeah, you shouldn't have mentioned that.
It
But...
might have been a comfy robbery.
Yeah, I don't know, they fell off when you were running away. I don't know,
Anyway.
it could have. And then
My dad is bloody intimidating.
he looks
isn't he?
he looks evil when he's angry. He looks scary.
I know. He played a villain in our old film as well. He did quite good at it. That
Yeah.
baby is not.
Leave.
I mean, I like babies and everything, but in terms of audio quality,
They're not good.
no.
Sort of just ruin our moment. There we go.
Now, this, and there's no sound effect there for when you stab him. Need to add that in.
Did you have me taking a knife out?
Yes.
Right.
No music
Your
either.
trusty Swiss Army knife.
Now, this is a unique decision, and do you want to explain why? Do you know why?
Yeah, man, I'll explain why.
Go ahead.
Basically, I end up at some point in the film in a car with my hands sellotaped to the handbrake. Car's parked on a slip way, I think it is,
So
going
basically-
into the River Thames.
Yes. So basically, it's the only decision that you make, and it doesn't immediately affect the narrative.
Yeah.
So whatever you pick, it will stay the same up until that point that you're describing, and that's the only one in the film like that.
Yeah, and if you pick to keep the murder weapon, obviously the knife is available so you can cut yourself out and you're free. If not, then you drown. But you'll see that later on. We'll explain more then.
That's you ditching the murder weapon.
Yeah, it's me getting rid of it.
So that decision will kill you later in the film, but the film will keep you alive until
Oh yeah,
it matters.
doesn't want to end it then.
One thing that I don't know if you've realised about this film is trying to be a good guy, trying to live well in this dark, twisted world. You actually get punished for it.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in Bandersnatch itself.
Yeah,
'Cause a
I
lot
got
of the
that idea
time-
from it as well,
A lot of the time I chose the good option.
and it actually ended up worse.
Ends up worse.
Yeah.
And then later on I realised, okay, I'm going to choose the bad option because that makes it more interesting, or it just makes it better in general.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that's what you have done here. Is there another ending for this bit?
We are there. No, there's you keeping the murder weapon. That's all.
Yeah, I feel bad.
So, what are your thoughts on it at the moment? Obviously, you'll only see one of these.
That was a good shot. I like that one.
Excuse me.
I'm liking how so far because you can obviously tell what's happened. It's pretty clear, I guess. We've chosen to rob. Well, I've lost my job. I need money. I'm pissed off at I'm annoyed at all the rich people in this world. I want to get them back.
And the disparity between them.
Exactly. And we go to this house. I want to get back and then rob the house. Obviously, the person comes home and we're not
Yeah,
expecting
it just spirals out of control, really.
Yeah, it's just.
Because it's just like how a desperate situation can bring out the worst in people.
Well, exactly. It's just showing what some people do to try and survive.
But then it's not. If you think about it, it's not the character's choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice.
They're being controlled by another person.
But I didn't go too far into that because Bandersnatch kind of took that.
Oh yeah, I know. They showed that the characters then understand that they're not controlling. Yeah. They spend a lot of time talking about it.
Yes, I did really like that, but I think I just wanted to keep it. I say simple. It's really
it's what makes it like less of a copy as well. Because people could say you've completely copied Bandersnatch.
I
but
know
the
for
thing
a
is,
fact when I release this, I'm going to get that a lot.
But the thing is, you've changed a lot of it. The only thing you really did copy is the ability for the person watching it to choose what happens.
And even that, I sent you a video, didn't I, that Netflix did? With Bear Grylls.
Yeah, you showed me that, yeah.
I just want to say, basically, that video was released. They basically, I'm going to say that they copied my idea, even though they didn't, because it's Netflix, and I don't.
You
even
can't
know
take
who
it as a
Netflix is.
core,
Exactly.
otherwise you will lose.
Exactly. But they did an interactive thing on YouTube the exact same way I was planning to do it, and they released it on, I think, sometime in the middle of March. And I just want to point out I've had this idea for longer. So that is the part of the interactivity that was my idea.
Yeah, so you're claiming you thought of you do it on YouTube before then?
I did.
Fair enough.
There is, I didn't actually see this till after I'd started work on this film. There is a YouTube video, or a video essay of Bandersnatch, where you can do the same YouTube options thing.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
and
didn't know
decide
that
on
existed.
what parts of Bandersnatch you want to hear.
What one is this, by the way? What?
This looks like it was my perspective. Or this might be
I think it's
completely.
mine. Oh no, it's the one where you were walking. Yeah, you're walking down the stairs as he comes in.
How was it for you playing the character of James? Because actually, this is one thing that I'll just say quickly. What I don't like about this film is how, depending on the different paths you pick, the characters change. So there's one path where you're a complete, like, you're just portray me in every corner, every turn of the film. And there's one part of it when I'm the bad guy. So that's the one thing. I think it changes the characters.
Because at some point there is an ending where I end up just killing you out just to sort of save myself in a way. There's also another ending where you kill me and I'm then trying to like beg for my life and I'm the good guy in the situation.
That ending, actually, I think that is my favourite ending, because I showed that to Jacob, who's my brother, and he when he saw that, he was just like, his mouth was open for like 5 minutes.
Was that actually?
Yeah, and it made me feel really proud.
I saw that. I was thinking I was getting changed to go to football or something while watching it, so I was half watching it.
Yeah.
And I made sure to watch that because I'd heard from you that it was actually quite emotional.
Yeah, we made that up on the spot, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, because we ended up having a limited amount of time. It was in my parents' bedroom and they were needing to get ready to go out on like a night out. So we had a limited time to film before they needed their bedroom back. So and then we were just like cutting bits out, trying to change endings to get it all done in time.
And then we actually ended up with that. There was a whole page and a half of script still.
We just changed it to that short ending on the spot.
Yeah, I like that. I prefer it though.
The thing is, I like planning stuff, just in general. But I also like improvisation for stuff, because sometimes it can come out better. You've seen in films where when actors improvise and stuff comes out better, especially Heath Ledger in The Joker.
Yeah,
There's
classic
the
example.
clapping. There's the hospital exploding as well.
Yeah,
it didn't work
that's a
originally.
classic. Yeah.
That and all stuff like that. It makes it so much better in ways. Is this me?
Yes, this is
me taking
Chris's,
the drugs.
or James is troubled by the guilt of. This is if you choose to leave me in the house.
Yeah, just completely ditch me. No,
he is troubled
completely
by
ditch
the guilt.
you. Now I've popped over to Canary Wharf.
Yeah, this film is sort of set. We live definitely inside of London, but we live much further out of London. We live sort of South London.
We're like south edge of London.
Yeah, we set these characters to live in like right in the city.
The thing is, we like going to the city. We've been going there for absolutely years.
Yeah, we know our way around.
Yeah, we know
very well.
a lot of London. And
I
we
think
just
I
like
over colour graded that shot before.
Yeah,
just
it's
a little
alright.
bit.
Then obviously the drugs,
The happy pills.
of course, debating whether to take them.
The
The decision comes up there, isn't it? There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna say, do you know what DMT is?
I've heard of it, but I actually don't.
It
I don't know
is
exactly
a drug
what it
that
is.
makes you hallucinate to the point where you think you're a god, and 9 times out of 10 after taking it, you will die. So I did some research on the drug because I was thinking about which drug to put. I didn't want to make you like smoke a zoo or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Because these are
They're just
before anyone else.
placebo pills, aren't they?
Yeah, my friend Matt made a film revolving around drugs, and that is an empty bottle that he let me have, and they're filled with just placebo pills. They've got nothing in them.
This was interesting actually. There was a festival of light on. I think it's called Lumiere at Canary Wharf. And then I looked into this, found it. Actually, no, you told me about it, didn't you? Originally.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, and then I saw on Instagram a bit after. And we were like, okay, should we go? And
like
as
that
we were
shot,
there, we saw all these things that you're seeing now, all this colour stuff.
It was
Really?
beautiful. It's one of those things where it's like someone had built a set for you.
Yeah.
The music's a little bit out of time here because I did it in just to make this, because the music cuts out on the other one for some reason.
Oh,
so
really?
I just thought I'd just put the music in and.
But yeah, we came in. This isn't even like edited or anything. Like all these colours were generally here. It was all lit up. There were smoke machines. It was just such a cool
the smoke
location
machine's amazing.
in Canary Wharf.
Annoyingly, a good amount of the footage got corrupted.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But I still think the only thing is I'm thinking about maybe if I had more time, I'd maybe cut out the all the people and all the audio of the people, because it does kind of look like an event rather than he's actually. So the idea behind this is he's having a hallucination, basically.
Yeah, no one's there. He's just.
He's imagining this.
things.
He's on a drug trip.
Yeah, the smoke,
Yeah,
obviously.
that was amazing.
It was. I remember it was absolutely
That's my
tipping it
favourite
with rain.
Oh, it's pouring, wasn't it? You can see all the water on the
What
leaves.
it is, it's in Canary Wharf. It's
the Crossrail
indoor.
station, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Crossrail station, but it's an indoor garden.
Do you like what I did here? I put this fuzzy thing on it, so it's like it's like a computer kind of crashing and shutting down.
Like my brain from these drugs, and then I'm dead. Lovely.
And it flickers in and out.
The amount of times we've died in films is way too many.
Yeah, and in the secret ending, I think I put the secret. Yeah, there is the secret ending in this.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable was that?
That was so bad. This floor was cold as well. There you go, you see Canary Wharf just there. But that floor was just.
And what you're about to see
soggy.
here, this is the end card for basically, if you get an ending, this will always come up. So this is how you know you've got an ending, and
how
it
many
gives you an
endings are
option
there
to
in
restart.
total? Do you know? Just for people.
We wrote in another one mid-script, mid-filming, I mean.
Yeah.
In the script, I think there's 16. We wrote in one that comes up in 2 scenarios, so I think there's, in total, I think there's 18 different endings.
Go and find all of them when you watch it.
Go and find all
ahead.
of them. And the secret ending, I think, will be, if you find all 18 endings, then it will somehow unlock the
Yeah, you need to
secret
figure that
ending.
out.
I think I'll put Easter eggs in there, like I did. You've seen the trailer.
Oh yeah,
for
give
something
bits
else.
for a give bits of a YouTube video link.
Yeah, that's what I
Something
was
like
gonna do. Yeah, but I'm not sure. You saw my trailer that I did for something else, didn't you?
Yeah.
About head stuff.
Oh yeah, very, very well.
Have you seen this bit before?
I have. There's you.
Yeah, that is me. But in this film, it's not me. It shouldn't be
We
me.
do have limited actors.
We do have limited actors. I have
That's
about
always been a problem.
Yes.
In our films.
in my social life, I have about 5 friends, and 3 of them act, and that's you, Finton, and Matt.
In my friendship group, no one acts.
No one acts.
Nobody
exactly.
acts. The thing is, people would, but they'd be absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're Oscar nominated, but we understand. Like, so you had a big help in both stories for. If that was funny, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You started laughing right after that. But you are like my co-writer in a way.
Yeah.
I always do the script writing, and actually, but when we're coming up with story ideas, we do that together.
Well, if we just
work quite well with
brainstorm
that.
ideas, it's usually us two just sitting down in a place like this. Actually, just
Yeah,
random location.
we're in the South Bank Centre currently.
yeah, we've just managed to find an empty room,
Yeah,
some sofas.
yeah, with the baby in it. It's luckily gone now.
Yeah, babies.
Now this was another time I made you feel
Oh god,
uncomfortable.
I had to have my I had to be.
I love that reveal though, with the
Sellotape,
light
yeah.
going over his face, and then my brother did. Yeah, you know this, didn't you? Joe, my brother, did the soundtrack for this.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Not for the whole film, just for
Just
this
for this
bit.
bit. But this is your friend Finton's car. Well, our friend Finton's
Yeah,
car. His
amazingly
yellow
powerful
Fiat.
yellow Fiat Panda.
from about 1970 or whatever. But
It's not
I
exactly.
had my hands and my mouth duct taped together for about an hour.
Yes, we did. Oh, and in this scene, I genuinely think we left you duct taped to that handbrake for about 2 hours.
Yep.
All I can do is apologise.
It's fine. I mean, do it for the film.
There is something.
commitment.
Yes, there is something a lot worse though that you'll see in a minute that we both had to do, but him to a worse extent than me.
Yeah.
But I'll save that. So this scene I think goes on too long. I think I'm gonna cut it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. It drags out.
I have recorded the sound effects of you. Do you remember when you came round to mine? I've recorded sound effects of you going like, and
Oh
you,
god,
like,
that took so long to do because I couldn't
kept
do
laughing.
it. I kept laughing while doing it. I just found it hilarious.
So that's why he pulls it out. I need to add them in so it's not quite finished.
Yeah, we can just refine it. You got 15 hours.
Now
It's
some
alright.
of I've got a lot of favourite shots in this film, but this is one of them.
This location was so perfect for
Perfect.
what we wanted. We wanted a slipway into the River Thames because it's obviously the River Thames. And I remember we were looking on Google Maps for hours.
Yeah.
Look at different slipways, and then
Some of them were private.
Yeah,
some of them were owned by boat clubs.
Some you just couldn't go. And then we found this one.
You'd been here
next
before,
to-
hadn't you?
I'd been here before. I didn't realise at the time because you sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, I've been there before. It's next to this place where I've been with one of my mates to do photography." It's right next to the O2 Arena, but that is the duct taped hands. I was in that position for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours,
Yeah.
and but it's just such a perfect location. The weather sort of worked for it as well. In a
Yeah,
way. Just
the
cold,
light, misty rain.
wet, horrible. Car goes down. Thanks, Vincent, for letting us use your
Oh
car.
god, you'd have no idea how much I had to convince him to let us do this.
Yep. You'll see it gets a lot closer to the water.
Oh yeah, and because the tide, I did not realise. I'd only been to this location once before because we went about maybe 2 or 3 days before the actual shoot day at night
Oh
to
yeah,
just scout it
I
out.
remember that.
And the
Yeah,
tide
look
was
at
way
that
out.
view.
I did not realise how quickly the tide at the east part of the Thames moves.
It
It is fast. So you can see as it
mental.
progresses. We tried to sort of edit our way out of it being too obvious.
Yeah, but obviously filming takes a long time. We were here for about 2 hours
3.
filming this section. 3
Yeah.
hours filming. 2 hours filming us, me in the car, really.
Yeah.
And that's it. Then another hour or so filming what you'll see later on.
Some of these shots though are just it's the exact when you think, because I remember pitching this idea to you. This was actually a separate piece for my exam, but
Yeah, I
I did
remember.
have this story idea kind of in the back of my mind. So I did, keep no dialogue to make it, I could work it into the story
Oh yeah.
when I'd finished it.
Because you done this a while ago.
Yeah, this is my mock exam. This is my mock exam piece.
Yeah. And then it ended up fitting perfectly into this film.
Yeah, again, I've got sound effects of you like groaning and trying to pull at the handbrake and
Yeah,
stuff like
obviously
that.
you need to add them in. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be
There is.
added.
Now the knife dropping there,
Yep.
that was supposed to be a hatch opening, and you find out why that happened a bit later on. Now this is the version of you surviving.
Yeah.
I like that. That
That
took a
was
very
good.
long time, as did that.
Yeah.
So the way we did, you tell them how we did that. 'Cause
Well,
that's
what we
quite-
did is I have a GoPro. Oh god, what one is it? It's not Session.
Yeah, it's relevant. A waterproof GoPro.
It's a waterproof GoPro, and we came up with the idea. We had to make it look like that the car was underwater. So I thought,
and
right,
with zero budget.
yeah, we.
I mean, I was all
What?
for ramming Vincent's car into the
Oh,
Thames,
obviously.
but
But
think he
I
would've
thought of the
been
idea of
annoyed.
getting a bowl of the Thames water, which is obviously brown and full of like disease and whatever's
don't
in
wanna
London
imagine
in
what's
it,
in it.
and then put the GoPro in there.
Yeah,
And if
I
it
bought
was
a big
glass bowl,
mixing bowl that was out of glass,
and so you could see through the water and through the glass bowl.
and
So
then I added in those green screen bubbles.
and
to
it
make
added,
work.
it gave it like it made it look like it was underwater. And it came out quite well actually.
Now this, I think, is personally my favourite scene.
It's the most professional scene I think we've done.
I agree. Now this was actually because normally we're quite pushed for time. We have to get this
Yeah.
stuff done in a day. This scene took us 4 days. You weren't in this scene actually, because it's my
No.
perspective.
Yeah.
Um,
It took a long time though.
It took about 4 days. Now this character, can you guess which villain in the cinematic universe I based him on?
Oh, I'm thinking Bane.
It should have been, and it crossed my mind, but it's actually Kylo Ren.
I get that.
Slightly,
I see that now, yeah.
and there is a reveal here when you find out who this character is. And I wanted to basically, Finton isn't a terribly intimidating man. Let's be honest. He's no Ray Winston or something. So
He's not a teddy bear, but he's not like a
yeah, he's not what you want.
He's
to
not your
be.
dad, basically.
Yes. That camera there, we have this brilliant old TV camera
It
in the
does look
studio.
it's really good. It looks really cool.
So I lowered his voice in the thing. He's wearing a mask. It's the same mask from Aporia. That mask, I think, across all of my films, is sort of like a symbol of
You
the
could
corrupt
end, you
and
could
the
end
evil.
up linking everything with that mask.
It is set in the same universe,
Yeah. If
that mask.
we're planning on making another film maybe in the summer, maybe we could involve in that as well to link everything into the same universe
Yeah.
there as well. I'm not going to say anything.
I'm just going to
about
quickly
that.
say
That's just an idea.
that flash thing when it showed the newsreel of Dylan Russo's brother. I put that in because at this point in the story, you don't know who Dylan Russo's brother is. This is if you haven't killed him.
Yeah.
So that's why the interrogator in this one is a bit less angry. than he is when the interrogation scene happens if you make different decisions. But that flicking thing I just put in so you'd understand a little bit who Dylan Russo was.
So you know who he is. Have they seen the bowling alley scene yet?
No, this is if you choose not to kill him. Bowling alley scene only happens if you choose to kill him.
Ah, right, yeah. Got it.
So the offer he's given him...
Is this to take the offer and kill James? He gets to go free, effectively. If he kills James. But if he doesn't take the offer, I'm pretty sure he dies, doesn't he?
Yep. But he dies, basically, well, it will show it afterwards. It's another clippings from an old project that I worked in.
Wait, what part?
It's After Party.
Ah.
And we recorded a new voiceover again, that's something I haven't put in yet.
Yeah,
Did I record that on this phone?
No, I sent it to you.
Thank God, because I've wiped this phone.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, a bit off topic.
The thing is, go on.
That lighting, I really like the lighting in there. It looks like it was just one light.
It's so good when you can control your whole environment. Because usually...
Oh yeah, actually, I've got something funny about this that no one has noticed. You see Finton in the background in this shot, the suit?
Yeah.
That was actually his suit tied to the ladder because he needed to turn the lights on.
Oh really?
And no one has noticed it. And I've got a picture of it on my phone that I might put up quickly. Love that line. I've got a picture on my phone. It's literally just his suit. We duct taped it to the to the ladder.
I sort of wish those doors are closed a bit quicker. They've been more smooth, but it's only a small thing.
Quicker or slower?
Quicker. Well, no, not quicker, smoother, because it sort of carried on and stopped a bit, and then...
Yeah. We did put bits of cardboard under the doors to try and make them close slower. So it might have been that they got snagged on that, but not for the whole... Yeah.
Is this if you take the offer or don't take it?
Oh, this is if I choose to take the offer.
Nah. So wait, if you don't... Oh, no, never mind.
It's going to have me sniffing all over this.
Yeah.
Now that gun noise, because obviously we use a plastic gun, we had to keep it locked in a locker at school.
Yeah, otherwise people would think it could be...
We had to give it to our art. Yeah, we had to give it to our art teacher and lock it in a safe. But that noise is actually me with a stapler that I put down on a table, that thud when it gets put down. Yeah, and I overlaid it so it gives the gun a bit of weight.
Yeah, I thought you could.
Now this is an interesting choice. Every audience that I've shown this to, every single one has picked shoot at him.
I would have chosen shoot at him, but exactly. I know what's happened.
It's one of those decisions where you're like, yeah, why not? What could go wrong?
Exactly, and you will see what can go wrong. I guess it's just it seems too easy in a way. So people who think about stuff could think, right, he's just given him a gun and turned around. That could be a trick.
Yeah, there is no easy way out of this situation that they're in. No. These guys are properly high up people.
And click.
Again, all the sounds of the gun I had to get offline. Now
that was good. I when I saw that, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I thought it was quite good.
Thank you. Can you see the blood? It's really hard to see.
Only because you told me it was there.
Now that is the first time we broke the fourth wall. We have that character look at the camera and he says stupid decision and it cuts out.
Oh really?
That is the only time the fourth wall is broken.
In the entire
and I think that was for a little bit of comic relief in a way. Because it's sort of insulting the viewer's intelligence because it's like...
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Like you thought it would be that easy just to shoot him.
You thought that was the right decision. No, you're stupid. That was the wrong one.
Exactly. I like messing with the audience a little bit.
Just annoy them a little. What choice was this? This don't
He's
shoot.
Going through with it.
Right.
And don't shoot, yeah. Now, what we're recording today goes here.
Yeah, you looking for me.
Me looking for you.
Wrong way around. Yep.
So I can kill you. No, it wasn't the wrong way around because you said you looking for me.
Oh yeah. I got so confused.
Me looking. Yeah.
I said you looking for me, and you said me looking for you. And because
anyway,
it switched around,
we'll get bogged down. The English was never our strong subject.
Oh no, I only just passed it.
I am going to skip this because this is where I've left the music. Basically, I needed to leave plenty of space so I have complete freedom on what I want to put in here. So I will skip it.
Yep. Ooh.
Now, this is what happens if you choose to run away. Now, the audio in here is actually from an old film, but the name Anthony is the same. That's where I actually got the name Anthony.
Yeah, just sort of
for
fits
my
in with
character.
everything.
But we ended up re-recording this in a reshoot. I've got Chris saying, what did you say again?
Oh, I was saying, so I was like, hi Anthony, same way as the start.
I'm just going to check if it's still recording.
So,
Voice recorder contents hidden. It is
yeah,
still
it's
recording.
recording.
Beautiful.
Lovely. But
Anyway,
I think
continue.
I started off with, hi Anthony, look, same way as in the original as you'll probably hear now. But I started to say like, oh, I'm sorry I left you, and I dropped the line, I felt like I had no choice.
That was a little bit of a callback to Bandersnatch.
I
A
know,
little bit in the
I
fact that the
know.
characters... No, I like that in a way.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit so that the characters didn't have control of their decisions, but I didn't want to...
It sort of hints at it a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm
I didn't
thinking.
want to go into it too much because I feel
Yeah,
like...
because Bandersnatch obviously talks about that. It's a
Yeah.
big thing in there.
Yeah, I didn't want that to be the main question of the film.
Yeah.
Now this, the cinematography in this I really like. This is probably my favourite.
This is when, again, you know the interrogation scene I was saying how you
It's
had
filmed in the same place, you know?
yeah, complete control over your environment.
Yep.
You had the same thing here, which is also how it looks so professional and how you want it to. Because say we're filming on the slipway, you have people walking past,
You have
the tide's
rain,
doing its own thing, you have
daylight
people,
goes.
daylight.
Yeah.
With this, the interrogation scene and this, the daylight can be what you want.
The thing
the
about filming
surroundings can
on
be
that
what you want.
slipway in the public is cars could just pull up and park there whenever
Yeah,
they
they-
want.
they
That's
pulled
why
up
you
behind
never
us.
saw behind the car because it was always changing.
Yeah, but it's just when you have your own place like that, it's so easy to just have everything how you want it. So like, weather's not an issue, daylight's not an issue, other people aren't an issue, all the public. it's
And you
just
can have
a lot
time to
easier.
extend it over like, well, basically however long you want to film. Also, it had the credits there for the after party, but obviously I'll
You'll
put in
take it
the
out.
heartbreak and the game over and everything because that'll be an ending.
Yeah,
Now,
the bowling scene.
what is your opinion on this scene?
I like it quite a lot. I will admit, it's the only problem I had with it when watching it was bits of the audio.
Audio was an absolute nightmare in this place
The-
because
the-
it's a bowling alley. It's so loud,
Yeah,
and
And
because we have zero budget, we use our phones to record.
we had no proper mic.
That line is completely lost.
Yep, he just smile at me and then get on with bowling.
Yeah. Here as well, it
think
just
it
goes quiet. I did what I could with the audio, but the priority for me was you could hear what was happening and what the characters were saying. But, oh, it just doesn't sound right.
It's the cinematics are so good as well.
All the silhouettes there.
Yeah, that's a banging shot as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Yeah, I know,
then
it's
the
just let
audio,
down with
like,
audio.
all the flashing lights in the background from the arcade. The arcade made this so good.
Yeah, the arcade being there is beautiful. You can see my light as well in this shot, actually, that we
Really?
set up on our faces. Look.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know
it
that.
sort of fits in as well because there's lights in the background. But it just made it look like that shot there. The
You did them,
reflection.
actually. I have
Yeah.
to give full credit to those
You
shots.
went to the toilet. I was just bored and I was experimenting. A lot of what we do is improvise in a way,
Yeah.
like with shots. So I was just experimenting. I was like, oh, that was cool. Should we try that? I showed you, and you were
No.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I really like that. This took ages. And
I'm
also,
not surprised.
that was you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
there's
was
a lot of
me.
stuff. Actually, I'm going to pause it here for the first time. This is the only time I'm going to pause it because there's so much to talk about in this bit. So the first thing to note is the TV screen.
That must have taken a
Guess
long time.
how many layers of green screen that was.
5.
I don't know how you knew that, but it is 5.
That was a random guess,
So
but
the TV is there, but obviously it shows your score on bowling.
wasn't
so-
it? Wasn't it just like a black screen?
Yeah, it was the one next to one. So it was a black screen. I cut that out. I masked it.
Yeah.
Put a green screen behind it.
Yeah.
Then a green screen of a newsroom. Then a green screen of my dad on the TV of the newsroom. Then a green screen of a newsreader. Then the green screen of the headline thing.
Oh my god.
And if that doesn't add up to 5, I'm like a right numpty, but
wasn't
I
a
think it
bouncy.
does. Neither will I, but let's just say it did.
It's around that, but that is a lot of effort just for that quick shot.
Yes.
And then there's also
yes.
me walking in as well.
Yeah, that was the other thing. You walking in, we did have an actor, so we hired out this bowling alley
for free actually.
Yeah, they let us do it very kindly. They hired out this bowling alley. We hired out this bowling alley, this one lane, and we had a day to do it.
Yeah.
And my actor that was supposed to play the bartender,
Wasn't he ill?
he was ill and he couldn't come. It was so frustrating, but in the end we managed to. I came straight from school to here. It was really far from me. I had to come all the way from like Croydon to
Tolworth.
Tolworth, yeah.
Sort
but
of
we,
on the way
we,
to Kingston, I don't know where that is.
We dressed you up in my school shirt.
Yeah,
and I think we got away with it. Annoyingly though, I kind of wanted to make the bartender a little bit of a character in the way that,
well, you could
like
see
his
him.
face. I wanted you to be able to see his face. That was one of the shots. Was just his face staring
But obviously that would
at these
just
people,
be
but we couldn't
massive
do that.
continuity. You'd see it's me, and it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, again with unlimited time, we would do
It's
that.
just the lack of actors we have. I know
Yeah.
it wasn't really lack of actors, but
Also,
yeah.
I don't know what I've done. I've
Why
messed around
have
with
you done
skipping.
that?
Lovely. So, the
This
other
is-
shot to notice is, I'm going to pause it when it gets to it. What type of businessman do you say he was? That's when you sort of learn, you read the subtitles. I have just realised I've missed the clip that I'm looking for, but it's the one where you, the bartender, are walking away
Yeah.
and you are bowling. So what we did for that is in the same shot. Do you remember?
Oh yes, I remember that. Did you actually do that?
Yes, you can see it, but the bartender walks away in the first half a second of it. So he is in it, but not for long.
Oh, okay. It did not work out then.
It did work. It was just we had the other shot where he walked up and gave me the drinks.
Oh, so that sort of worked out anyway.
Yeah.
But what we done is we done one shot of me bowling with the camera on the tripod. I was a massive idiot and forgot the bit that connects the camera to the tripod.
Yes. Oh my days.
So we had
I had
to.
no idea how annoyed I was.
I know.
And then I had to go ask this nice lady that worked behind the bar. That's the weirdest question. I was like, excuse me. And she was like, oh, what drink do you want? I was like, yes, can I have some sellotape, please?
That's a bowling alley.
A bowling alley. And luckily, she's really nice. She found some.
And we had to sellotape the camera constantly to the tripod.
But either way, we could split it in half. And half of the frame was Chris bowling, the other half was Chris as the bartender dressed up in the shirt.
Sort
And then
of
we just
merge and overlay them.
Yeah, we just cut a line down the middle, stuck them together. Also, there's the TV screen, and there's my head blocking the TV screen. This was an accident. I didn't think it was blocking it, so I had to mask around my. I used the retro something tool on After Effects.
Yeah.
I had to mask around my head, and if you look at my head in that shot, you can see it glitching.
We're just picking up all of our faults with this film, aren't we?
Yeah, but I think it shows. It
shows room for improvement.
Like I say, every time with our films, we come up with ingenious solutions to problems that never should have existed in the first place. I should have
The
thought.
tripod one is the main.
It's simply
main
because
one there.
it was just me and you in the bowling alley, and we were both the actors, so we didn't have anyone behind the camera to say, "Hang on, your head's blocking the screen."
We had to just hope.
Yeah, but I thought, do I either have the screen off and just keep my head normal, or have the screen on and have my head looking a bit weird from?
I didn't
masking?
notice it. So I think
you
it's
really
alright.
can notice it if you look at it, but the shot is quite short, so
Yeah, I didn't notice it, and
it's not too
knew
bad.
it was green screen and everything.
Anyway, I'm going to play it now. So this is, if you've killed him, it turns up on the news, and you find out if you read the subtitles. You don't need to read all of them to get a general
He
gist.
reminds me of Will Mackenzie there for some reason. I don't know
My
why.
dad?
Yeah, just the suit.
You know that was from a VHS tape he did with his school like years ago.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why he looks a lot younger.
Well, yeah, just the suit in general reminds me of what Will wore in the In-Betweeners.
Yeah,
Oh, this is when we
back in the 2000s, good old years. So you
This is our
understand?
dodgy Ribena in a Coca-Cola glass.
It genuinely tasted disgusting.
It
I
was
bought
horrible.
Bought it from an off license, even though my diet is an off license,
Yeah.
as you can tell in that shot. Yeah, that was horrible.
And then this was meant to be.
Yes,
The
we
shot
really
of
wanted the
the-
shot of the bartender's face staring at them.
Yeah.
But that's the best we could do.
But that was you in the
That
shot.
was me. Yeah.
For pretending it was me in the shot. All the random guy who was meant to be the bartender. Who couldn't make it.
Yeah. All the shots in this are beautiful.
Oh,
I
this
think.
one. The reflection of. That wasn't even edited either. It
All I
was the
did is I did
reflection.
colour grade it a little bit, but the circle in the eye, all of that was legit.
Yeah, that hurt.
I did speed it up a little bit.
I know that. I landed on my shoulder.
Again, I wanted the bartender's face walking towards them, but
You couldn't. And then
There's your shot.
Yep. I thought you wanted to have the pins being knocked down.
I was
You were
gonna
originally gonna say that.
sort of subtext. So in a line there, you can see the subtext when you say about the pins. I guess they all fall down someday.
Yeah.
The subtext in that is everybody dies at some point. Us murdering the guy didn't make a difference in the laws
Yeah.
of life. There's a helicopter. It's beautiful.
This is interrogation scene.
What was I
Narrow
saying?
through. Oh God, I've forgotten.
Well, we'll just move on to this. Oh yeah, hopefully, I think the bowling alley scene is the hardest one to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
I think the newsreel, again, I think it's having the bartender's face in it
It'll
would
make
have
it
really
easier.
made it obvious that it was the bartender or someone that had done this.
This is where you sort of understand because Dylan.
Yeah,
Russo
look
is
at the
brought up
flicks
again.
here. There is much less than there was in the original.
Yeah.
I say the original, the interrogation scene before, because at this point you do know who Dylan Russo is.
Yeah.
Or hopefully you do.
Hopefully, yeah. It's
Now-
a big part in the film.
This is the other perspective. So I put those clicks in, those flashes, so you can understand what's going on. Because obviously you don't see Chris's scene if you pick me. You only see it from this scene here.
Yeah, 'cause it's your perspective.
Because it's my perspective of what's going on, what's happening to me and me alone. Now that shot of you drowning,
Yeah.
I only showed it briefly there. You explain how we did that, because that was a long day.
Wait, what one?
The one of you drowning.
Oh God. This was when's I having to go to your school?
Yes.
This because your school has a swimming pool, and
Yes.
that's the only swimming pool we'd probably be allowed to use.
Yes, even though we both work at swimming pools, I've realised.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been allowed though.
No.
It would have had to been when the pool was closed. But for this, we needed a green screen, but we didn't have anything that was green. So we ended up making a makeshift red screen. You had the back of an advertising banner,
Yes, I found it behind a shopping centre.
and that was part of it. And then we also needed that was for the side. We also needed the top, and we ended up finding a red float as the
Yeah.
top. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So all we had to do is I was the one drowning, so this was worse off for me.
I
You were
might put
filming,
in some of
actually.
the original shots of you drowning
Yeah,
with no editing. I actually think what we came out with was quite good.
it was, but I had to get under the float, hold my breath, and then like scream
open as well, that was
underwater,
hard.
hit the ceiling, all that kind of thing. Eyes open. I've got used to that now because obviously I'm a lifeguard. I've had to get used to it.
Yeah.
And then you were filming on my GoPro, my waterproof GoPro, and it was really annoying because it was a really wide-angled lens, so you had to film really close up.
really zoomed in.
But I think it came out all right because we had Finton there as well, holding.
Yes, we had someone there to actually.
He was holding the advertising board against the wall, so it was flat without any creases in it.
Yep. Then I was filming.
And then he was
you were
also
acting.
holding down. So I had to stick my head between his legs before I was going down, which was brilliant. And then he was holding down the float as well, and I had to push up on it. Because I was underneath
punching
it.
the scene in the car. Also, in this interrogation scene, this is if you've killed Tim Russo, the brother of Dylan Russo. So you can. I kind of directed the actor to be more aggressive and more cruel.
Yeah, obviously because you've done so, you've actually killed him.
Yeah.
You haven't just
So in
broken
this
into
one,
his house.
he's angrier. He's more. There's quite a long pause here.
Yes, there is. But you, instead of just breaking into his house, you've broken into his house and killed him.
Yeah.
This is you back
I
in
wonder if they know.
interrogation.
I wonder if. Okay, we'll basically we'll do the reveal now. The interrogator character is James from Aporia.
Yeah.
So, if you've seen Aporia, which you probably would have,
Yeah, you might have.
basically, in Aporia, the character James starts off as a good guy, but he becomes corrupted by all
He tries to lead a good life.
But he
Yeah, because
discovers
it's,
how hard it is in the environment that he's grown up in.
He's growing up in South London, that kind of area. Or just
Yeah,
in London
and he's in a much
general.
worse off. He's surrounded by so much crime, and he thinks it's impossible to make so many good decisions. So basically, he becomes evil. He joins the gang with the masks,
Yeah.
and this is what becomes of him. This character is James. Maybe 1-2 years down the line, he's now working for this gang.
He's working for a murderer, Dylan Russo.
Yes, and I didn't want to have like the gang. The gang in this film is sort of is represented by the mask.
Yeah.
But you never really know who's behind it. It's more sort of an idea rather than a game.
It's just like it exists, and the main people in this are part of it.
People are in it, and people are associated with it, but you never know. They're always working for someone who's working for someone who's working for someone, and you never get to the top.
Yeah, and now you know that
there maybe could be an idea. Could be a film in that. No, Dylan Russo's not on top either.
Oh, he's not?
Dylan Russo is just a high-up person who's wanted murder for them.
That could always be a future film. You never know.
Yeah, could take the universe further. But I didn't want to have James as the main character of this film. I thought it'd just be nice to include him, so you just get to see what happened to him.
So there's 2 James in this film.
Yeah.
But he's like a secret James who you don't really know unless you've seen
Unless you've seen Emporia, yeah.
I recommend that. It's a good film.
Yes. It got brilliant reviews by the only people that reviewed it, which was me and you.
Yep. And a few people on Instagram.
Yeah.
Family probably didn't like it.
Family hated it.
Yep.
I think it's because it showed basically what people don't want to see.
Yeah.
But it's what exists.
Exactly.
You can't ignore it. Yeah. But anyway, we're reviewing this one. Now this is what was worse that you had to do. Is you had to crawl out the Thames. God. I had to go in it. Film it.
What time of year was this?
I would rather not tell them because they'll think I'm bullying you into doing these things.
I can say now,
summer.
This was consensual. I wasn't forced to do this. It was sort of like just after summer, wasn't it? Whatever. Anyway,
it was bloody cold. That's all we'll say. It was
very,
not warm.
very cold, and obviously, the River Thames isn't going to be cold in 30 degrees in the summer. No, it's not going to be warm in 30 degrees in the summer. It's still going to be freezing. This was like not even summer. It was absolutely freezing.
Yeah.
And not only that, I had my clothes on as well. I had my coat on. I had
that is in a way the worst bit is because I needed you in your clothes because you couldn't just be in swimming shorts because that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm just suddenly shirtless when getting out of the car.
Yeah.
But actually, it could have made sense.
What did I have to do for a film?
You had to stand up to your knees in the Thames water, getting frostbite.
I remember that. That wasn't as bad as yours. I had to lie in a pool of fake blood.
Yeah,
that was pretty bad.
You'll see that.
I had to put it in my mouth as well.
I've had fake blood in my mouth.
The things we do for our films.
Why don't I mind doing it? Looking back on it.
Well, because we get something like this. I don't want to say this is good, but from our point of view, we can sit down, we can watch it, and we can talk about it. We can analyse it.
Yeah, we could joke about it. Yep, I just froze to death in the River Thames. You know, the day after that, I got a cold as well.
Yes, you told me.
I look back on it now, and I find it funny. I'm just like, that.
Yeah, but at the time, you're like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
But the shooting for this film, literally, how many? We've got maybe 5 clips to do. Then that is it, all done.
We had to film you just looking around London, really. Since we're in London now.
We are.
Do it, walking around. South Bank, everything like that. I was going to get some cool shots of you looking for me, and then that's it. You just have to put it together in your 15-hour exam.
Now, this is the climax of the film. Now, this is the last... Obviously, it can end before this, but this is where a large majority of the endings will go to. That shot there, I deliberately cropped myself out of it because it was inspired by a little bit by the Mr. Robot framing. I did really like the way that I'm cropped out and you can just see my eyes.
Yeah. This was my parents' bedroom again. As you see, the stairs are wood and have not been carpeted.
Yeah, I quite like that though. It sort of feels like feels like you're somewhere that you're not supposed to be, like you're living in someone else's house.
Yeah, this was we had to film stuff.
This was an old film. I have got the original. There's a link in my book.
Basically, we've made a load of short sections for films that never really go anywhere, and we've just got all of them and merged them into this film, and we've all made them all fit. So this is like a new shot. We done the original shot, the exact same in the old one, but I'm wearing a different hoodie. I couldn't find the same hoodie and clothes that I was wearing back then. So we basically had to refilm most of it, and it's just difficult linking up everything.
Yeah,
because obviously after it says especially with the robbery scene at the start, it was 2 years
this point
before.
Sorry to interrupt, but this point is where James starts to realise that yeah, he starts to realise that how did Ant get out, and also the knife in his perspective. Okay, from his perspective, whether you drown or live in the car depends on your decision on whether you kept the knife.
Yeah.
From Ant's perspective, it's on whether he chooses to take the offer and allow the knife to be open. So the knife is there in two ways. I don't really like that. I wish it was the same way, but the amount of decisions there were.
It makes it work in a way.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense that way. And here we go. This is the first death. This is the first actual murder.
Yeah, this is when you choose to kill me.
I don't know if you've heard of these sort of jump scares. I don't actually remember the name, but Christopher Nolan does them. You know, in Interstellar, when the guy is boarding the ship and he's talking, and mid-sentence the vault blows up.
Nope, haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it? Okay, I'd definitely recommend it. Let me think of another one.
I know there's one in
Batman. Yes, when the Joker
shotguns the policeman. I was thinking. Because he goes up to the guy in the truck and is like, "Oh, you ain't like everybody else."
There's one there
and then he
too.
pops out of a shotgun and goes bang right in his face.
And also there's one when the mayor is talking and he walks up to the window and then the hanging Batman body.
Oh
slams
god,
into
yeah,
the glass.
that one was. Oh, that got me when I first saw that. I remember that.
That got me when I saw it for the third and fourth time still. But yeah, that's what that style of jump scare was supposed to. It does make people jump, or it did in the original.
Yeah.
Now this is when you fight back. This is you being a selfish sort of character. Now the gun goes off, and you don't know which one of us has been shot.
And obviously it's you.
It's always me.
Unlucky. Should we point it out?
I'm not going to point out the fact that my brother ruined that shot.
Yep. We'll just leave you to see that one.
No, I think I might cut the shot a little bit earlier. Maybe when you just start to...
Yeah. I feel like that would work. Either way, it's fine, but...
Yeah.
That was afterwards. I was just by myself.
Yeah. Obviously, from Chris's perspective, I have just realised we haven't filmed your perspective of the loft scene. But I don't think we need to. I think it's just...
I don't really want to do anything else.
No, we don't need to. I think it's just you...
Yeah.
Yeah. But we basically just cut to when I open the door, so the scene will start here.
Yeah. Open the door. There we go. Nice transition.
The only annoying thing is that room was light and then it's dark here. It's a bit of like the distinctions between the old film and the new one.
Yeah, I know. It's just we film differently now. We make sure the lighting's correct. We make sure the colour's correct. We make sure...
We couldn't with everything though. Like there are some shots that fit and some shots you can tell.
Because now we're more careful about colour and like light and darkness in shots, just to make them.
Now this dialogue sequence, I really liked. So the flow of. So I got this from Blade Runner. What they do is Danny Villeneuve, who directed it, he does a lot of reaction shots. And when I'm filming a dialogue scene, I don't want it to just be the camera's on the person that's talking, then him, then him.
Yeah, sort of overlays it.
Yeah, I had it on just on your reaction of what I was saying. Now this is manipulation on your part now.
I know. Is this the one we thought of on the spot?
Well, I have a choice, but...
Yeah.
So he's acting like... we're still friends. I'm sorry. Bearing in mind, this is after he's left him in the house as well.
Yeah.
So in this version of the timeline, he is a right.
The music just makes this.
Interstellar music.
Oh. I might give that a watch.
I would. This character, you're the enemy in this story arc, really.
Well, you don't see it at the moment. Obviously, right now we're thinking you're the enemy because you've come to kill me, and I'm trying to convince you not to.
Yeah, I'm basically... So if I choose to kill you, it's kind of like we're even, but if you choose to kill me and you don't go back and see the other one, you think that you're the bad character. Yeah. If you go back and you see this ending here... Scene. I love that line, the subtext there. You made the right decision, Ant, even though if you're playing as Ant, this decision kills you. And it's probably the most emotional ending, I think. So we make up. It's reminiscent of the first film, how we first scene, how we first greet each other. Load the gun.
Classic killing. Aww. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You'll live though.
Game over. Ant died. James wins.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yeah, that little thing here is actually from a video game. It's from the old 8-bit games.
Yeah.
And it said, "Don't give up just yet. Heart, stay determined." I thought that fits perfectly with trying to actually find the ending.
It does actually. That works very well. Is there the ending where you just shoot me after this?
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, well, the same as before. Near the end, aren't we? Yeah, we've got
8 minutes. This has been over an hour long because we paused it in the middle.
Yeah.
And the great thing is the examiner has to listen to all of this.
Do they actually?
Yes, they have to, because I've gone to the effort to make it. Like, if you think about it, the amount of effort it's taken to make an hour and 8 minutes worth of a story,
Yeah.
of a film, it's kind of nothing compared to watch it. But
So
I do feel a little bit sorry for
the talking
whoever's
bit
actually having to listen
afterwards.
to
The
this.
talking bit afterwards is so much longer than them watching the actual film. Or is it? Are they going to look through absolutely everything?
I think they have to. I think.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's worth it though, because it's a good film.
It is a good film. They'll be inspired by our work after this.
Yes, I hope so. Maybe one day we'll make something that is genuinely inspirational. All of the noise of the guns here as well, because obviously it's plastic. We don't have a real gun,
No,
despite
we're
how
not
easy.
America. We can't get an
Exactly.
actual gun.
So I have to add in all the sound effects. I think they're just little, pliers. You can click around with pliers. That makes a lot of the...
Well, you get it off YouTube or something. Just a sound effect.
Yeah. Ugh,
Love being
I
ill.
am very ill. Yeah, everyone's ill at the moment. We've got quite a nice view of London at the moment. It's just covered in fog. It's cold.
It's cloudy, rainy. It's just stereotypical London.
Yeah.
All grey. I'd much rather watch what's on your phone screen. It's a bit better to watch.
I just looked outside. It's been okay. Now this is the secret ending. If you get all, I think I'm going to find a way. If you get all of the other endings, it unlocks this ending. So basically, what's going on here is I have flash forwards in a way. I see everything that's going to happen if we rob this house. And obviously now I can see what's going to happen. I don't fully understand it. Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, that's going to happen. I don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
Then you try and convince me not to.
Well, this is the first time. So obviously at the start of the film, the first decision is here when you choose a character, Chris or Ant, or James or Ant. You have no decision in the first part of the film whether to do the robbery. The narrative goes there, but now this is the first time you have a choice to go back to the start and prevent all of this from happening.
Why would you click no? I've forgotten.
That's if you click yes. If you click yes, it's like, okay, come on, let's go. The cycle repeats itself, and the rest of the film still happens. So if you click that, you're a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, you get all of the endings to get that secret ending.
Yes, and then you have to... I mean, once you've found the secret ending, you could just type it in again, but...
Oh yeah, obviously. You go back. And then if you click no, then it carries on as normal and you'll see the secret ending.
Now, this is what I like to call the final end, and what it's called as in the file. Again, audio quality was a little bit off because it was so windy outside. We really need to invest in a proper mic. But I'm going to, hopefully I'm going to uni next year so we can do all that. My throat feels awful. Love that shot. That's a brilliant shot. We put my phone on the windowsill to light up my face a little bit and Chris's. There we go.
I'm just having none of it, am I?
Chris is at this point, because he at the start of the film was the one that wanted to go through with it.
Oh, yeah,
he thinks I'm just getting nervous.
Yeah, I don't think.
But now this is the point when I've told him about the camera. There is no way I would have known that.
Exactly.
And now he's starting to question what's going on.
So I'm like thinking, how did you know?
Again, this is everything that's going to happen. How do you know about the camera?
Obviously.
There it is. Now that was makeup done by a girl that does special VFX makeup, and she put this amazing cut on my neck. It looked really realistic.
It was very good.
So the idea behind this, actually I'll let the sequence play and then I think I'll explain it.
It's sort of showing what will happen, but it's happening to you right now.
It's basically like, I shouldn't be able to see into the future. That shot is really graphic.
That was horrible for you.
Horrible for me, but I'm really happy with the shot. It's really graphic. It really shows like there's you drowning as well.
It's just what's going to happening now. This wasn't as bad as the fake blood, but
yeah, it tasted
no, it was
well.
nowhere near as bad as the fake blood. What am I saying?
So the idea behind this is so I shouldn't be able to see in the future and see what is going to happen to us. So I say no, we're not going to do this. But everything that was going to happen happens to us anyway.
Yeah.
So even if we avoid, basically there is no avoiding our fate, and our fate is as soon as we've decided to burgle this house, as soon as we've gone near it, that's it. We're already doomed.
So if you pick,
and that's how the whole video game arcade stuff comes into it. It's like you have choice, but
whereas like if you pitch yes, like oh yeah, I'm ready for this, then
you might need to come closer to the mic.
It carries on as normal.
Say that again.
Well, I'm saying if you click yes, and obviously it carries on as normal, what's just happened. But if
It's
you
a
click
cycle.
No, you're trying to fight back against what you've seen. Because you've had the flashback and you're like, no, actually, I'm not ready for this. Let's not do this.
But it still happens anyway. You have no control over your fate. This is in a way why it's called Control Freak, because you, the viewer, have control on what happens. But in a way, you actually have no control, because your way is you're trying to survive, right?
The thing is, you're trying to get the character to survive.
There is no ending in which you survive, and the meaning behind that is, it's the illusion of control. You have no control in any situation, and what happens is going to happen in his fate.
You think it's sort of what Bandersnatch is saying.
The illusion of control. It's more from Mr. Robot as well. The illusion of control. And there's obviously the credits. You can see the amount of actors that had to play two different characters. Finton played two, you played two. And this song was by my brother and me. I put the drum beat.
He's had a use for something. They were both Holworth, obviously.
Big thanks to him. So yeah, that is the point of it. It's mainly about free will, control, and about how there is none. Well, not how there is none. It's basically raising the question. It's getting you to think about it. Think about
you actually have a choice
in anything that you do. It ties in with religion.
There you go. Adam Cady Films, Instagram. Shout out.
So yeah, this is the ending where you get to see, if you find this ending, this is the canon ending, if you like. So this is when you get the credits. This is when you see everything that happens.
It's like the proper end. Because there's like the first ending where it's like, okay, you've just got to the end of an ending, one ending.
Yeah.
This is the proper ending, which shows you've gone through absolutely everything.
There would be a sense of achievement. I don't think anyone is going to be bothered to go through it, because let's be honest.
No, it'll take so long.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be bothered, but I will make this ending public after maybe a week of it being out. Also, these QR codes that flash up, these are just old films and links to them.
Yeah.
I think we've just finished. That's the end of it.
Yep.
There's people coming in here that I think want the room, so we're going to wrap it up. But thank you, Chris, for coming.
That's all right. Thanks for having me here.
It was important to have your insight.
Yeah.
And that was from the director and one of the actors of Control Freak. So, thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's perfect.
Also, it's 4 o'clock.
It's 4 o'clock.
It is.
Oh my god. I have to be at work at 5:30.
Wait, what time train did we get? 1:30.
That was good though, we did it.
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
Do you want to go to a chicken shop or something?